Well, from the looks of things, breakfast was pretty good. Nick's plate's empty, Justin's is empty. Mine was. And the kids are still going around trying to cool off themselves.
You want a cake?
Well, this mainly speaks to Nancy this morning and the greeting. God bless and happy Mother's Day to those of you who are a mother, might someday be a mother, or had a mother. So I guess that's the rest of us too. Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. We've probably all heard this nursery rhyme, which is a poem from Sarah Joseph Hale, written in 1830. But I present to you, however, a view of that poem perhaps you've never thought of. Mary, wife of Joseph, had a little lamb, born in a manger in Bethlehem. Its fleece was white as snow. He who had no sin died for us sinners. And everywhere that Mary went, and us all, the lamb was sure to go. He never leaves us. From our reading today on the wedding at Cana, we can learn many things about mothers, or as I say, moms. First, we see that Jesus and his mom went to a wedding. We also learn that it was not yet time for Jesus to begin his ministry of miracles. But none of that mattered when Mom asked a favor. You'll note that Mary first presented the problem to her son, Jesus, in a way that presumed he would provide the answer. As a typical son, he replied, "What does that have to do with me? My hour hasn't yet come," as though this would end the request. And how many times have we said, maybe some other time, to our moms? Well, then Mary, as a mom would do, ignored that remark and said to the servants, "Do whatever he tells you to do." And guess what? He did. The Lord of Lords, King of Kings, the great I Am, the Son of God, did what his mom asked him to do. Moms, they do know what's best. When we look at our mom, we most likely see the love that God has shown us and asked us to do. As a young boy, I remember clearly when I was sick and quarantined to the house. They did that back then. I still can feel my mom's touch on my face as she tried to reduce my fever and the hugs she provided. As I grew older, I began to do things that upset my mom. Many times, actually. Each time, she would correct me, discipline me, and then always followed up by telling me and showing me how much she loved me. When I was hurting, she provided her shoulder, and when I was happy, she celebrated with me and for me. Yes, the love of a mom can certainly be the living example of the love our Lord teaches. Back to the wedding at Cana. The respect that our Lord showed his mother on that day was a lesson to us all. The other part is that Mary knew she could trust Jesus as well. She knew that the wine would not only be made, but it would be the best wine they had ever tasted. Mom. What an example Jesus shows for us in loving and honoring our mom. And this lesson isn't just for 2,000 years ago. No, Jesus shows us that the commandment to honor your father and your mother meant something then as it does today. Take a few minutes today, and if your mother is still alive, talk to her. Don't leave it to a card, a text, or an email. Actually talk to her and tell her how much you love her. If your mother has passed away, take some time today and really think of how she has loved you and given you good examples of how to live. Mom, if only we knew that love that each of our mothers had and have for us from the day we are conceived. It might really make us give them the respect and honor that she deserves. Again, looking at the relationship of Jesus and Mary, we see that Jesus went on to his ministry, was crucified and died for us, and yes, for his mom. But even before he died, in John 19:26 and 27, we see that he was looking out for his mother, even from the cross. Jesus said, when Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to his mother, "Woman, behold your son." And then he said to the disciple, "Behold your mother." And from that hour the disciple took her home to his own home. This is a fine example of how we should look out for our moms even after we leave the house and they become older. Somehow take care of them. Doesn't have to be monetarily. It can be as simple as calling them or writing to them very frequently and letting them know that you love them. In conclusion, happy Mother's Day. I hope that each of you will realize that the Lamb that followed Mary and each of us wherever we may go. And as Mary said to the servants, "Do as my son says." Let us pray.